Welcome to yet another episode of my favourite Good Afternoon Adelaide clips with me, Ben Felixstove. Now, I've received some reports recently that some of you haven't been receiving your tapes. Don't worry, they're in the mail. They should arrive soon, but if you still haven't received tapes and you really want to watch the show, just like I do, just come to my home. I'm at 8402 Penny Bar Road, Hallett Cove, between the hours of 5 and 6:30 AM or PM, and we'll sort you out. Make sure to bring a spare tape with you that we can tape over, because maybe we can watch it together. It'll be good. All right. Without further ado, let's start the show.
Have you ever been potting around in the garage and seen some old things in there that you thought might just be junk, but could be an antique? It's a question all of us ask ourselves when we see Grandma and Grandpa's old things, and we wonder, do they have any value? Now, our next guest, Maurice Duncan, is an antiques expert. He has his own radio program with a few things to show us. And Maurice, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good. It's a pleasure to have you here. I see you've got a few interesting little doodads here on the table.
I have a teapot, a ivory elephant, and a coat hanger.
Ooh. Now those don't sound like they are very interesting or valuable items. I mean, these things could be lying around in anyone's shed, but
to the untrained eye.
Now that's where we come into it, Norman. We have the expert, the man who knows all of the secrets and the histories of these interesting objects.
Very interesting. I mean, they look like ordinary objects, but who knows?
They could be.
I suppose you do.
I do.
Extremely valuable. Now, Maurice, why don't you start us off, say, with the teapot?
Oh, the teapot. The teapot is from 1944.
Is that so?
It was made by Winston's Teapot Company.
Tailor-made
for the servants of the kingdom.
The civil servants?
Yes.
Yes, the government employees. Now, is it from Australia? Is it from the UK?
It's from the motherland of the UK,
motherland.
As you can see. Oh, there's something. Someone's left some jewels in here. I was not expecting that. Is someone playing a prank on me?
How much are they worth, do you think?
I don't know. I'm not a jeweller. Have a look. I don't know what they were doing in there. That's a surprise. Someone.
Norman, perhaps
it was that Mavis Packet.
Suits you, Jeremy.
Festive earring.
You don't need that ex-wife at all anymore.
I think young Mavis back at headquarters is pulling a bit of a prank on me. I'll put that back in there.
Perhaps she's keeping her jewels away from thieves. You never know. How much would you estimate this teapot?
Oh, at auction, I'd say it could be worth anywhere between $60 and who knows, $100,000.
That much? Wow.
Big range.
Yes.
Norman, that
almost can't be wrong.
Might even be out of your price range, Norman. No? No. Okay. Well, how about we move on to the ivory elephant?
Yes, the ivory elephant. This was made
out of the ivory of an elephant.
This is indeed quite symbolic because it was made from the tusk of an African grey elephant.
Could I have a look at that? A closer look at that?
If you must.
Be careful, Norman.
Ivory.
Yes, ivory.
Jeez. What tie are you wearing today, Norman?
Oh yes, it's my all-time favourite segment.
We get a lot of fan mail about Norman's ties, my ties. You can see today this tie which I am wearing is a lovely coffee tie.
It's very funny, isn't it?
Coffee pots and cups and grinders. It's a very festive tie which shows my love of coffee.
Yes, big fan of the pot as well.
No, just a nice hot cup of Java.
Whatever.
Norman, what tie are you wearing today?
Oh yes, this is one of mine, which you would expect it to be. This is from the Royal Britannia yacht. I got picked up in London when I was there in 1973. So we have a lovely little crown there and a little circle thing, little thing in it. I don't really know what that is.
Well, that's just the
It was
human.
very expensive. Let's just mention that.
That is the human touch that our listeners love. And Xavier, what? How many elephants have you killed in your time?
No, that's illegal, Jeremy. So
That doesn't mean you haven't done it, Norman. Oh, okay. Well, Maurice, let's move on to the last.
Well,
item,
we'll move
shall
on to
we?
the
We've got
last.
An interesting-looking
I'll
coat.
have that back, thank you, Norman. Now, this last one is my most prized possession in my collection. It is the coat hanger that Princess Diana hung her coat on in her 1983 visit to Adelaide.
Would you believe that? Wow,
I remember that.
Yes.
Lady Di.
I remember the trip, not the coat hanger.
Yes, it's made of genuine wood, as you can see, and it is a very, very sophisticated coat hanger.
Very interesting piece.
Very interesting piece.
What is the name of that style of coat hanger?
A bevan hang.
Ah, the classic Bevan hang.
Bevan.
Yes. I heard a rumour that back in convict days they used to hang convicts with coat hangers.
Oh, did you? Ha,
Yes.
I've heard that too.
That's where the name comes from, would you believe?
I don't believe it.
Because they were called turncoats, and so the turncoats were hung on the coat hangers.
Ah.
It's true also that surfers, when they're hanging 10, originally were using a coat hanger to help them balance.
What would you know about
on
surfing?
the surfboard.
What would you know about surfing?
Oh, well, my younger days.
on the
hit the beach.
on the longboards at Bondi, perhaps.
Oh, well, not so much Bondi. That's your neck of the woods.
Maslin's Beach.
Maslin's, yes. We used to. The whole family used to go down there. Pre-75, of course. Can't say it has the same charm that it used to. Yeah, I thought it might, but actually the reality of the situation is less than ideal.
Perhaps our good friend Maurice is on his way to Maslin's. I notice he's already half naked, it would seem.
Oh,
or at
no,
least
no.
partially.
No, I just don't wear shoes.
That's appalling.
Well,
No respect for the people at home. I mean, this is a
Didn't
television program, for God's sake.
I just refuse to wear shoes indoors. It creates dust.
Oh, that might damage the antiques, perhaps.
Indeed.
So,
No shoes in my antique store either.
well, Maurice, could you, just before we let you go, can we get a valuation on that coat hanger?
Oh, the valuation of that coat hanger.
And the ivory elephant. I don't think we got those.
Oh, we didn't. The ivory elephant from genuine ivory, I believe, could go at auction at $3,000.
Well, contact your insurer, because when Norman pinches that from you when you leave, you might need that. And the coat hanger.
Or the coat hanger, because of the provenance and the significance of the coat hanger, I believe at auction that would go for around $900.
Okay. Well,
It was used by
It was.
Princess Diana.
second hand.
So that would bring the price down.
Brings the price down a little.
And I believe these scratch marks are as a result of her scratching at it. I think her claw marks, trying to get away from
Claw.
Maybe she put it on with the coat hanger still attached.
maybe.
Classic royal sense of humour. Wonderful, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm very happy we have them shining
Oh,
a light
give it a rest, Norman.
on the rest of us.
Maurice, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you again next time.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Well, the camera loves me. I can't get enough of the good people of Adelaide. I love being in their living rooms. I also love being on television. Well, of course, I grew up quite modest circumstances. All of the wealth that I have, I acquired myself from my mother. Just once, never again. Genevieve, Samantha, Sarah, Genevieve, Zara, Penelope, and if I've left any out, I'm sorry, I've just forgotten your names, because there are so many of you, but I love you all, and I wouldn't want any of you to go anywhere. In fact, I would save your job over Jeremy's job any day of the week, including Sunday, and I'm not even rostered on them. I wasn't aware he was getting a salary. Money, women, television, the medium of television, and I guess the medium of women and the medium of money as well. They're all mediums, they're all fine mediums. Media, I should say. It's the plural. I derive inspiration from all of those things, whether it's hosting a television program or hosting a woman. Of course, it's going to be the tallest building in Adelaide, Vine Towers. It's a residential and commercial and industrial building. The finance has come through from the State Bank of South Australia, and it's only a matter of time. I can't wait.
Aho, children, it's me, Len. Talk to serious, you now. Children, you must convince your parents to come to Land. We have all the pork and chicken. Order Len takeaway $16.48 food dinner meal for lunch and get free 1.25 litre Sprite bottle. I'm looking at you. Are you telling your parents? Land Food Chain, corner, Upster Road and Brighton Road. Come to Land Food Chain for the food. Stay and eat and everything. Goodbye.
Welcome back, everyone. Jeremy Doe here, and the segment we've got coming up now is Norman's Book of the Week. Norman, you've brought in a very interesting book to share with us all. Would you like to tell us what it is?
Absolutely, but cue that breaker. Okay, that's right, Jeremy. Now, my book of the week, now I don't believe there were any new books that came out this week. It was a bit of a slow week, so we're going back in time, all the way back to 1983. And this lovely book, it's one of my favorites. It's called 125 Years of the Advertiser.
You know, I used to work at the Advertiser many years ago. I was a cadet newsman.
Really? A coffee boy?
Coffee boy, winning out, well, more of a coffee boy, actually, just going and get the coffees. Before I went on to bigger and better things interstate. But the Advertiser, it's the paper of our lovely hometown here in Adelaide.
This is just wonderful. It's a wonder. It goes all the way back right to the beginning. Everything in between, from the gay 90s all the way up to the blazing 80s. It's wonderful. And everything in between. So look at this guy here. No idea who he is, but if you read this information here, you can find out all about him. It's Sir Lavington Bonython. Oh, in fact, I do know who that is. Is that good family friends?
Is that the Lavington that you're friends with, or was that Lavington Senior?
That would be his. Well, this is going back a while. This is probably his grandfather.
Send my regards to Lavy if you.
Oh yes, he died in 1960. Going back just a little bit.
Can't be your friend Norman. You're not that old.
No,
not quite.
No, someday, but.
How old are you?
Not today. Norman? Oh, I was born in 1907. That's how old I am.
Oh, we can't all be young hotshots like myself. But I'm sure you've lived a well-lived life, Norman.
Of course I have, and plenty more years to come, as you do too.
Plenty more years. Another 125 years of reading the Advertiser, perhaps?
Well, wouldn't that be the dream? Another thing I'd like to point out, just on the cover here, look at this. Look at this. Just get a close-up of that. Remember the days when milk was delivered on your door like that?
I still get my milk delivered, Norman. Don't you?
Oh, you must live in one of those older suburbs. Nothing for me at West Lakes. Brand new.
I just believe in supporting the traditional industries, Norman. You know, it's nice to have your milk delivered, your bread delivered, all the essentials. I get them on the doorstep every morning. I mean, you've probably got servants bringing them to you, I imagine.
Yes, it all gets delivered, but in a slightly different way.
Oh, I see.
You used to live that kind of lifestyle, didn't you?
Well, yes, I once had a little bit of wealth. It's fair to say I don't have that anymore, nor do I have any interesting books to bring in.
Oh, where are your books? I thought the whole point of this segment was I would talk about a book, and then you would talk about a book, and then we get callers, and everybody talks about their favourite book.
All my books are in storage until the new place is ready to move into.
Oh, where is that again?
It's an apartment, a unit.
Oh, a flat.
A flat, yes.
Not many people live in flats these days.
Well, you know, when sometimes circumstances change, Norman. You need to live in a flat. I mean, we don't need to go into the details as to why I need to live in a flat now, but...
Certainly when the bank possesses your house, you've got no other choice, do you?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. There's someone possessing my house right now, and she is enjoying it to its fullest extent.
That's lovely.
Good for her. But I'll get all my books out, and hopefully in a couple of months I'll have a lovely book to bring in for Norman's Book of the Week.
Well, I look forward to that.
Oh, yes. Well, I guess we'll say cheerio to the good folks at the Advertiser. You do a great job. And here's to another 125 years.
So pick it up. It's not in print anymore, but just look through the local op shop, and you never know, that's actually where I found this one.
Call in, Norman might sell you his copy if you're interested, I don't know.
Well, I'll certainly take your money, let's just put it that way.
Fantastic Adelaide Oval, resplendent with history.
I, for one, hope they do not do a thing to Victoria Square. I think they've achieved perfection there. You can get from South Terrace to North Terrace via car in less than 7 minutes. That's what Adelaide's all about.
The Adelaide Airport Terminal, oh, it's lovely. It's state of the art. I can't see why they'd ever need to change it. It really reminds me that I'm Adelaide when I fly back in. So, tell me about your day, Norman. What did you get up to?
Oh, I've had a lovely morning. I potted around in the garden for a few hours.
Oh, yes.
Watered the zucchinis.
Yes.
Coming in very, very nicely this year.
Yes.
Big as your head.
I didn't know you had such a green thumb, Norman.
Oh, all of my fingers are green.
You should probably get that looked at if that's...
Probably gangrene, isn't it? No, don't be ridiculous. Well, I say I potted around. Obviously, I have a gardening staff, but I like to watch them work. Mm-hmm. Tall glass of iced tea.
Do you leave the house, or do you just watch from the back window?
Well, I'm on the porch.
Uh-huh.
I guess that's technically part of the house. If you haven't checked the zoning laws, but... Yes, it's very nice. It's like a field of dreams.
Yes.
And if you plant it, they will come. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I don't plant it, but if they plant it, I will come and watch them harvest. I certainly enjoy eating them, not the people, the vegetables, obviously. But, yes. And then I came to the studio.
Norman, you're not supposed to let the zucchinis be as big as your head. You're supposed to pick them when they're of the correct size. Did you know that? Maybe you should fire those gardeners of yours.
What is the correct size?
About this big?
It's about as big as your head.
What are you saying?
Lengthwise?
Well, you don't want it as fat as a head. You want it long and thin.
Oh, I see. Well,
no,
I don't know about you, but...
Norman, I would fire those gardeners of yours and save a few pennies. And...
Employ you.
No, I'm gainfully employed in this fabulous television show. No, I have some suggestions on how to save some pennies, and it's what we call Jeremy's Penny Pinchers. Now, what I'm here to talk to you today about is the Telecom Budget Payment Card. Now, this is a fabulous new innovation by the good people at Telecom Australia.
I've not heard of these.
You get a little card here, and what you do is you call this number, if you can see that there. So you call 082985886400413. Now, don't call that because that's my number. But what you do is you call that number, and you have an account, and they will help you budget your phone calls, and so that you're not going overboard with all the calls that you make, and you're keeping you can keep track, and you've got a little list here in which you can.
It's a very long number. Is that an international number? Where's the call centre based?
Australia, Telecom Australia is where you get that from. I assume Australia. Maybe we can give them a call later.
And do you use the budget card?
Oh, yes, I've used it. It's a fantastic innovation. For the good people at Telecom.
Right. What do you use it for?
Oh.
Groceries, that sort of thing?
No, you use it to keep track of your calls, so that you're not going overboard with your calls.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. I mean, you might find use for this, Norman, calling your stockbroker, or your, I don't know, placing an ad for some new gardeners, perhaps.
I think I'd just call them directly. Save some time, wouldn't it?
Well, it depends if you want to save time or money, Norman.
All right. I'm more of a traveller's check man myself.
You pay with traveller's checks, do you?
Yes, I am a world traveller. Always make sure I have plenty of traveller's checks from Thomas Cook. Whenever I need to buy a light globe or a new gardener, just hand over a traveller's check.
So you're not using this new EFTPOS that everyone is using or starting to use these days?
No, I've seen them, but no, I just prefer the old ways. You know, like a check. It's got a bit of float to it. You know.
No, I agree.
Write a check, put whatever figure on it you like, send it in, and you've got to the end of the month to figure out how it'll. Yeah.
Yes.
That's fine. And then I write it. It all comes to me in my old passbook. I'm a big fan of. I think everyone should have them. Much easier to keep track of things. You just open up and there it is, right there. You don't need to call anyone. You don't need to go in anywhere. You know, the hell with the budget payment cards. Passbook.
Isn't that convenient? Everything is just so convenient these days, isn't it?
It is.
It's really
fabulous. Never been more convenient.
Oh, it's a golden age of technology we're living in, obviously. So there you have it. Telecom. Call today.
GAA is proudly brought to you by...
I'm trying to use the phone!
Hey you! Stop living in your own filth and run on down to your local laundromat for all your apparel cleansing needs. From shirts and skirts to hats and slacks. Anything you can take off, we'll take it. Every one of our 17 convenient locations has loaders, front and the other kind. And dryers? Yeah, we've got dryers. We've got everything but the kitchen sink. Because it's a laundry one. Pick a wash, any wash. Try the new Speed Queen, Adelaide's fastest non-human washer. Browse our wide selection of complimentary reading material in unmatched luxury. It's all at your local laundromat. Laundering so fresh, we haven't even finished the sign. Open 7 days.
I'm Norman Vine, and you're watching Good Afternoon Adelaide. Yes.
The Logies are coming up.
Yes.
2 minutes.
Who do you think will win?
My money's on Anne Wills.
Oh, Wilsey, yes.
Always sweeps the regional South Australian Logies, or the Saggies.
The Saggies?
As they're colloquially known.
Yes.
By me.
A bit like those sagging earrings of hers. You
They
used
sag quite a lot, don't they?
you used to have a thing with Wilsey, didn't you?
Well, I think everyone's had a thing with Wilsey, if you know what I mean. Oh, she wouldn't mind. It's absolutely true.
No, good on her. Good on her. She's a very good weatherwoman and a class act. Class act. Absolute class act.
Have you heard her story about William Shatner? Did I tell you that one?
No, to go on, Norman.
Well, apparently, back in the 70s, so this is after Star Trek. William Shatner was out here for some reason and opening a mini mall or something. And Ann Wills must have been at the same event.
1 minute.
And they got to talking. But anyway, Willsy and Bill Z met at the Adelaide Airport Motel.
Oh, yes.
On Burbridge Road.
Yes, I know the one.
And I think they had a wonderful time together.
Mm-hmm.
And William Shatner said to Willsy, he said, you simply must come to LA. I will send you, when I get back, I will send you a plane ticket, first class, and you should come to LA, and you should hang out, and we should do this all again. And
30 seconds.
Willsy said, oh, that sounds very nice. We should do that. And then nothing happened. And then years later, Willsy happened to be in Los Angeles, and happened to be at a cocktail party, and William Shatner was there, and he went right up to him and said, where's my fucking plane ticket? This is the story that I've heard anyway.
Back in 10.
No, good on her. Good on.
Well, that was another set of my favourite clips from Good Afternoon Adelaide. Only the greatest show on earth. I'm Ben Felixstove. See you next time.